Welcome to the Oxen Group Nightly. My name is David Ristow. I'm the CEO, President, and founder of the Oxen Group. You can check us out at www.theoxengroup.com for all your financial analysis and investment ideas needs. On today's recap, we're going to be looking at our Thursday market wrap-up as well as new positions we got into today in STEC as well as the U.S. Natural Gas Fund. Also some other current positions and exits. We'll be taking a look at one of our extended value portfolio positions in Dean Foods, forecast for tomorrow, and as always, please check out our disclaimer at the end of the video. Well, it was a big down day in the market today, and it was a decent day for us. We only had one small position left in the buy side that we got into yesterday on hopes for maybe a recovery day today, but we also had a short sale on, and basically the two kind of neutralized each other. It was, we got the kind of pretty weak numbers on the jobless claims this morning, coming out at 473K, well above estimates, and that disappointment sort of set us up for failure from the start. But, the market started to recover throughout the day from that. I think, people wanted to push it higher. But in late afternoon, we started to see a lot of weakness in some commodities in the energy sector. The dollar was really rising pretty well after the ECB said that they're not going to raise interest rates. Some churches said that. And it just seems like everything sort of fell apart all at the same time, and the market just, I think, started to get a little spooked about the jobs report for tomorrow, and people just started selling off, and that led to more selling off, and we got a big squeeze. There were good earnings from some smaller companies like Whole Foods, MEMC Electronics, Electronic Arts. Really couldn't push the market up. And the big pullback in oil and natural gas definitely, I think, did actually hurt the market, because I think what you're seeing right now is a removal. A lot of people getting out of energy and looking to reposition, but they're trying to find where to reposition, and I'm not sure there's a real great option right now. Some people say maybe financials, but financials really haven't shown the ability to show strength or positive revenue growth. And then at the same time, you got materials selling off, you got commodities selling off, you have silver and gold selling off, and maybe retail is a possible place, and there was some good retails today. And I think tech and I think healthcare are two places that showed strength comparatively to the rest of the market today. And those are the areas that maybe the places where we want to be getting into going forward from here, and we took advantage of that today. But what a drop in oil, huh? Was trading a little bit under $110 per barrel today, and just fell apart. The dollar really started to recover very well today, and that really hurt the oil play in association with, that it's been overvalued, that it's been seeing, not been seeing a lot of good inventory numbers, and I think it was kind of like, this trade may be dead. The oil trade might be dead for a little while here. That we still had that Goldman Sachs note that came out a few weeks back when they said, we think you should be positioning out of oil, and it looks like a lot of investors are starting to really get out of that as we see the dollar strengthening, and that dollar looks like it's going to stay strong. And you see early in the day, so we had the drop right away from the jobless claims. Got a nice little rally here into lunch. We were down only about 30 points here. It looked like things were going to be decent. Started to get a little bit of a sell-off. And then towards the end of the day, we really start to see oil fall apart, silver, gold, natural gas, and a lot of your materials and energy companies really start to fall apart. And so as we were talking about, we found two positions that sort of followed what I think is going to be a little bit of a trend here for the near terms. I think tech might be a little bit of a safe haven here. I think you still got, you had pretty good earnings from the tech industry. Some of these companies haven't reported yet. Some of these companies didn't really get a lot of rallying out of the earnings. One of these companies is STEC. They report on Tuesday. This is a company that's shown some really good strength as of late. During the last 2 days, during pullback, this stock has rallied. About a week or so ago, they reported that they were going to be doing a pretty nice sizable acquisition, and actually got a lot of strength out of that, and then sold off after hit the high side of a price channel, came back to two moving averages, its 50 and its 20-day, popped off that and gained strength today. It held up today. The stock was in the green at the close. We got it at 2020, closed at 20.22, I think, actually. And I think that's very strong for this. If a stock can hold up on a day when the Dow was down 140 points and was, even when the Dow was down 200 points, STEC was only down maybe 10 cents. I mean, this is a stock that's really very strong, holding up very well. And I think if we can get any pop in the market, any kind of even flat day, this could be a very strong stock moving forward. They have really good earnings coming out on Tuesday. Supposed to expect revenue growth of over 130%. EPS is going from negative 0.08 to I believe it's 0.34. 0.32, excuse me, on the consensus estimates for their EPS. Data storage devices, hasn't been the strongest sector. SanDisk was very strong, but then maybe like OCZ Tech was a little bit weaker. But I do think that this stock is a stock that has shown strength. It seems like it's got a lot of good a lot of good options activity going on. A lot of people think this is moving higher. Most of the price target estimates are between 28 and 32 on this, so this is pretty much a stock that has some pretty good upward valuations that it's performing at. The price to earnings ratio is close to 40, but if you look at the future PE, it's not nearly as high. UNG, we picked up a short sale on this one today. Natural gas looks very, very weak. So does oil. I feel pretty strong about this dollar. Stronger dollar is probably going to stay around for a couple days here, at least until the beginning of next week. And I think that you're going to see natural gas push lower tomorrow, taking UNG down. It's at a very key level right now at this 11.1099 level. This is kind of right at that 50-day moving average, right at this price channel. If the UNG breaks below this price channel, you're going to see a humongous drop. And look at that volume coming into the downside. Significant volume selling off this. I think this looks like an ETF that's probably, or maybe a fund, excuse me, that's probably going to be moving down farther. And we wanted to get in. We got in kind of late on this one, but we wanted to take advantage of that move that I think is still there. I think this trade is still available. If we get really good jobless numbers tomorrow and the stock market really rallies, we could see this stock come back up. So we got a half position here, full position STEC, and we'll load up on some buy picks and probably break close to even or maybe just down a little bit in UNG if we really get a nice rally tomorrow. Other current positions, we were stopped out of the Molly Core position for a 2% loss, but that wasn't our full position. We covered Monster Worldwide short for a 1% gain, and in Giorgio's corner, we entered a new position in Estee Lauder, and we were stopped out of Aero Electronics. In our extended value portfolio, we came 3 cents away from our 32% price target gain on Dean Foods at 11.53. This was a stock we got back into back in mid January, and was a stock that we were very, very bullish on. We got in right below $9, and it was a stock that we were very high on. Definitely undervalued, cheap where it was. Had a bad earnings report, but had come back all the way back up to where it was before that earnings report. Was seeing some good volume coming in, some good price action, and we have a price target on this stock of $14 per share. And I think that this stock will continue to rally forward from this point. It's definitely probably not in its buy range anymore, but I think if you see any kind of pullback, this is a stock you want to pick up. It's got a lot of value. And it's a company that's recovering and hasn't moved a ton, over the last year. Year to date, it's done very well, obviously. But if you look at its year over year, it's kind of pretty much where it was. And a lot of stocks year over year have really, really done well, even in the food industry. So this is kind of a laggard, and it's a stock that definitely has a lot of potential. Tomorrow's forecast. I think it's the jobs report. In my opinion, the jobs report is priced into the market. You see the downward momentum on today, and you have to say, well, that was okay. We had the energy crisis, and we had the jobless claims were pretty bad. But man, that sell-off at the end of the day seemed like there was some people fearing the job numbers, and it seems to me that whenever the jobs report comes out, a lot of the price action comes in on Thursday and Wednesday. And I think there's pretty much a consensus in the market that this jobs report is not going to be tremendously great. And I think if that comes out tomorrow about where people are expecting, I don't think this is a huge down day. I think it's probably pretty flat. I think if it beats that estimates, I think you see a lot of buying. And I think a lot of people will be very quick to re-enter because they don't want to miss the opportunity on this dip to get involved. And I think we could have a very good day. The way I see us maybe having a very bad day is if that jobs report just comes out just way, way under expectations, and you continue to see a strong dollar with energy falling, solar falling, gold falling. That could probably weigh on the market, and we could see another 100-point down day if you have a very, very bad jobs report. But I think even a miss on estimates is expected right now, kind of in that whisper area. We did have good earnings after hours from Priceline and Kraft. Visa was kind of flat. And it's kind of, will the market recover, or are we headed for more down momentum? I think tomorrow will be decided by that jobs report, in the sense of, I really think that if it does what it expected, I think we have a pretty flat day. Please visit www.theoxengroup.com. Email us at contact@theoxengroup.com. Call us at 1-800-709-1160.